Yes, I think I got it. Hello, I'm Roberto and I'm going to teach you physics. Uh, I don't want to be a YouTuber, but I have to. I'll tell you someday. I might tell you the reasons. This is my first video. Try to, as you might have noticed, English is not my native tongue. I try to do the videos in the worst conditions ever. So I'm super tired, and as I told you, I'm going to teach you physics. Yeah, it's a bit complicated. Why you have to study physics? You might not understand completely why. Very little people like me, for instance, chose to study physics. Most people are forced to study English, to study physics, and they don't understand why. Believe me, I decided to study physics when I remember, filling the form to go to university, and you could do like 3 or 5 choices, of the degree you wanted to study, and I remember choosing physics and leaving the other blank because I just wanted to study physics, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. It was 5 years of my life that they weren't very happy because physics is really boring if you don't understand. So in the next videos, I'm trying to explain to you why physics is beautiful. I don't know what to look at. It's the first time I use this camera. I got it installed from a friend. Thank you, Javier, for leaving. She's not supposed to lend me. I think it's lend me, borrow. I don't remember. I'm too tired. I chose to be really tired to record these videos, because in this case they are like without makeup. As you see, I'm very tired. It's late at night. I should be in bed. But I still do. I still want to teach you something. So I wanted to study physics and want to tell you about my life. But anyway, I've learned more from the life of some scientists than when they work themselves. So itself. So what I really enjoyed during my degree, physics degree, was lab sessions. I loved them. It didn't matter that I didn't understand what I was, in the blackboard writing, and explaining. I didn't understand anything. I just copied and copied and copied. It was 5 years of copying blackboards. At the time, I didn't use computers or PowerPoint. Just with the chalk writing and copying, and I spent like not thousands, but hundreds of hours. But the lab was different. There was something that you wanted to do. There was some instruments. There was something that you could learn. I remember loving the one that I loved the most was of course all of the lab sessions in thermodynamics. I love them, and I remember in optics we measured the speed of light using a microscope and a mirror spinning at 1,000 revolutions a second. It was crazy. And I remember taking pictures with a reflex camera and adjusting all the speed. I don't remember duration. I don't know if it's that word. Anyway, the light exposition was so nice because we could also develop. They were in black and white, and we could develop the silver nitrate rolls, or I don't remember how they were called, and in paper with a, with an, yeah, it was in optics, it was so nice. Thermodynamics and optics, I loved them. And many others I don't remember anymore, but if I do an effort, the only thing I remember was me being in the lab with my partner and trying to understand the experiments and trying to write a good report. I really enjoyed that. But the classes were, as boring as hell should be or will be for me. And in my second year, I decided that I wanted to do my PhD because I wanted to learn more. I don't know, was it like this vision I had suddenly during a thermodynamics class? I remember the details. I remember we were explaining about Theodori. It was a book, and I wasn't really interested in knowing more. And I remember the professor telling me that this is for a PhD and this is too advanced, and I couldn't barely understand what he was saying, but I was attracted as a moth to the light. I don't know if this expression really exists, to the things that I didn't understand. I don't know why. Okay, and I should be telling you what you are going to learn in my videos, but instead of that, okay, I will definitely will when I go back to in track. So I will. So, but what I wanted to tell you is, one day when I was in my second year, it was 5. It was clear for me that I wanted to do my PhD, but it was a kind of contradictory because I didn't know if I could finish my degree because I failed some topics and I had to to study during my summers, and I worked at the same time, so it was very difficult because when I studied, it was too long ago. Professors were happy that students, that's what I thought, and I think I still think they were like a level, the class in the professors at the time was having like a from 60-70% of failure, or what do you call it, people that fail the topic. That made a good professor, because it meant it was very strong, it was difficult. So, and I was one of those who failed too often. But I decided to do my PhD anyway, and it was completely different from the beginning because you weren't told what you were doing. That was my boss's way of doing a PhD. They gave me instruments and the manuals and some papers, and I had to decide what I was going to do. It was a basic idea about influence of atmospheric aerosols in ultraviolet radiation, something like that.